Can you imagine waking up one day, find free tokens waiting in your wallet for you? That's exactly what's about to happen. Cardano is dropping its Midnight Airdrop. And if you've been holding ADA or Cardano, you could be in for a major windfall. What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of JRNY TV, your go-to spot for crypto alerts, insights, and insider information. Today's episode is bigger than usual. Midnight, Cardano's next-gen privacy sidechain, is rolling out an airdrop that could reward millions of wallets across multiple chains. We're talking a full dive into why this matters, how it works, and what it means for ADA holders and the whole CNT ecosystem. So stick around. We're going to explain how Charles Hoskinson is leading this, how the Night and Dust tokens will be distributed, and why this could spark a wave of new Cardano token growth. Let's begin with what Midnight is and why it is a major step forward for Cardano. What is Midnight and why this airdrop is huge? Midnight isn't just another privacy project. It is a game-changing sidechain built by the one and only Charles Hoskinson input-output global team. The same minds behind Cardano. It brings privacy to smart contracts utilizing zero-knowledge proofs, which means users can interact on-chain without revealing sensitive info. That's huge for real-world adoption, especially in industries like finance, law, or healthcare, where confidentiality is non-negotiable. Unlike Monero or other privacy coins, Midnight is not isolated. One more time, Midnight is not isolated. It is designed to plug into the wider blockchain world while preserving data privacy. And now comes the part everyone's talking about, the airdrop. Midnight's team revealed the Glacier Drop, one of the widest reaching airdrops in crypto history. Over 37 million wallets across 8 blockchains: Cardano, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Binance Smart Chain, XRP, Avalanche, and Algorand are eligible. That means this is not just a Cardano moment. It's a full-blown multi-chain event. And here's the kicker. No airdropped tokens are going to VCs, insiders, or private investors. Only users. The Midnight token ecosystem includes Night and Dust, two separate assets with very different roles. Night is the governance token that will be utilized to shape the future of the network, while Dust fuels smart contracts and private interactions. And if you've held ADA or utilized other major chains, there's a very real chance you qualify. Snapshot data is already being analyzed and claims will open very soon. Just by being active in crypto, you might be sitting on a free bag. And here's why Cardano holders should be paying close attention. Midnight is launching as a CNT, or Cardano native token, that makes this one of the biggest things to happen to the CNT ecosystem since it's launched. We've seen very few CNTs break out in the same way ERC20s or SPL tokens have, but Midnight may change that. If Midnight does kick off a trend, undervalued CNT gems could explode, and this is the moment to start scouting them. Charles Hoskinson's vision for Midnight. The one and only Charles Hoskinson isn't just involved with Midnight. He is the driving force behind it. Midnight is a direct extension of his belief that privacy is a fundamental human right, and that blockchain tech needs to evolve beyond just public ledgers. In multiple interviews, Hoskinson had emphasized that Midnight is the next evolution of Cardano, designed to give its users control over their data while maintaining trustless security. This isn't just about hiding transactions. It is about enabling private smart contracts that could unlock serious enterprise adoption. Hoskinson's involvement brings major credibility to the project. He has said publicly that Midnight could be the chain where real-world compliance meets decentralized freedom, striking a balance most projects don't even try to achieve. Hoskinson's leadership also signals that this isn't some side experiment. It's a long-term strategic move for Cardano. When the ADA founder himself backs a project this heavily, it is usually a sign that something big is coming. Even more interesting is how closely tied Midnight is to Cardano's long-term roadmap. The launch of this privacy sidechain plays perfectly into Cardano's reputation for academic research and secure infrastructure. Charles Hoskinson has hinted that Midnight could become the privacy layer for the entire Cardano ecosystem, giving both retail users and institutions a place to build real-world applications with confidentiality baked in. If Midnight does succeed, ADA may become the most privacy-friendly smart contract platform in the game. And here's the cherry on top. This isn't just some founder hype. Charles and the IOG team have already started laying out a multi-year roadmap for Midnight, including tools for developers, bridges to other ecosystems, and a strong focus on government-level compliance. So while most chains are still arguing about privacy or that regulation thing, ADA is literally building both into one chain. And that's about as bullish as it gets. Midnight Airdrop. Who gets it and how? All right, let's talk about the part everyone's hyped up for, the Midnight Airdrop. If you're holding ADA or Cardano, you are in luck. Midnight will be distributing its tokens directly to ADA holders through a Snapchat-based airdrop. According to the latest announcements, the airdrop will happen in multiple waves, with the first snapshot already completed and more phases planned throughout the year. Distribution will be based on how much ADA you held in self-custody wallets at the time of the snapshot, meaning centralized exchange users may miss out. The Midnight Air token called Dust will be claimable through native Cardano wallet interface, like Lace or Eternal. The exact tokenomics have not been fully released, but it is expected that hundreds of thousands of wallets will in fact be eligible, potentially making it one of the largest ecosystem airdrops in Cardano history. There's also some speculation that Midnight, they may introduce an incentivized testnet or builder rewards, meaning holding Dust, it might come with more perks down the line. This isn't just a free drop, it's an on-ramp into a bigger ecosystem play. The fact that Midnight is launching as a Cardano native token, or a CNT, is a massive deal. Most privacy projects launch on their own chains or using wrapped tokens, but CNTs allow full integration into Cardano's existing infrastructure. And that means that Dust can be used in DEXs, wallets, and DeFi protocols right out of the gate, giving it serious functionality from day one. It's also a big moment for the CNT ecosystem, which has often been overlooked, unfortunately, compared to Ethereum and Solana tokens. But that all may be about to change. Long story short, this airdrop is more than just free tokens. It is Cardano planting a flag and saying, we are playing to win in the privacy wars. If you're holding ADA or Cardano and you are not tracking the Midnight airdrop updates, you are seriously leaving opportunities on the table. Be ready, because once the claiming portal goes live, it will be game on. Why Midnight sparks CNT token season. All right, now let's talk about ecosystem impact. Midnight's arrival is a massive catalyst for CNT tokens, and here's why. First, it proves Cardano's token standard isn't just a gimmick. It's ready for real-world privacy-enhanced applications. Developers that are building in Cardano now see tangible, interoperable use cases. Suddenly, the CNT world goes from just memes to something serious and scalable. Second, token distribution is decentralized. No insider bags. With tokens going to self-custodial Cardano holders, you're seeing a fair and wide incentive structure. When early users claim Dust and start trading or staking, that liquidity feeds into DEXs, wallets, and DeFi products across Cardano. That's how hype compounds. Use breeds more use. Liquidity creates more confidence, and other projects gain attention. Third, Midnight's platform could become the go-to privacy hub on Cardano, attracting developers to build new CNTs in its ecosystem. Privacy coins, confidential DeFi tools, and real-world compliance applications, these are all now legitimate build paths on CNT infrastructure. Anything built under this wave could see 10x or more if Midnight takes off, and airdrops on CNT tokens almost always spark rallies. And finally, think big picture. Zoom out for a minute. Cardano is topping Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Trust, but lacked a major CNT success story. Midnight may change all of that. And when the privacy coin, governance token, and marketplace all cook, we won't just be talking about Midnight. We're going to be talking about an entire CNT season with ADA holders and developers riding the wave to real adoption. What Midnight means for Cardano's future. This isn't just about a one-off airdrop. It's about the future trajectory of Cardano. Midnight could become Cardano's hidden lane for institutional use cases, bringing privacy, compliance, and interoperability to the forefront. Once Hoskinson's privacy layer is live, expect developers as well as institutions to build finance, healthcare, identity, and even voting apps on Cardano. Stuff that needs confidentiality and trust without relying on centralized systems. Midnight also throws fuel on that fire for Cardano's broader roadmap. We're talking real talk. Bitcoin bridges, EVM rollouts, governance upgrades, and even ADA ETFs in the pipeline. All of that big picture, coupled with a privacy sidechain that's snapshot rewarded, gives Cardano a very competitive edge that only few chains can match. Think chain that's secure, private, and future ready. This means CNT tokens in Midnight's orbit aren't just random picks. They're part of a strategic build out, and that could trigger something much bigger, like institutional adoption, on-chain ID tools, and eventually government partnerships somewhere like Africa or even South America. And let's be real, if the wallets start seeing airdrops regularly and developers build real apps, Cardano won't be just rising, it may fly. So yeah, Midnight isn't just a side chain, it is possibly Cardano's next moon mission. It changes how ADA gets utilized, how developers build, and how the world looks at Cardano. If you hold ADA or even just watch it, this is the moment to pay close attention and maybe start stacking up some CNTs while the wave is still forming. Do not miss this Midnight moment. Alrighty, if you've made it this far, here is the deal. Midnight is more than just a side project or some hype airdrop. It's a massive pivot point for Cardano. This is Charles Hoskinson laying down the foundation for a future where Cardano plays in the same league as Ethereum, but with way more privacy and much more scalability. The airdrop is just the spark, but what follows could be a full-on blaze of innovation adoption, and serious gains. If you're holding ADA right now, you are in a prime spot. You've got access to the airdrop, early CNT plays, and everything else Midnight unlocks. But if you're just sitting on the sidelines, now might be the time to dive deeper into what's being built there. Projects like this do not show up every cycle, and when they do, the ones who understand the opportunity early, they're usually the ones who win the biggest. This isn't financial advice, but it is definitely a heads up, because these moments, they don't last forever. The Midnight Airdrop is coming fast, and the projects around it, they're starting to heat up. If you're trying to find the next 10x play in the Cardano ecosystem, this may be the best chance you're gonna get in the next bull run. Thanks for tuning in to JRNY TV. Please be sure to hit that like button, drop a comment below with your favorite CNT gem, and make sure to subscribe so you never miss a drop like this again. We've got more content coming your way, and you are not gonna wanna miss what's next. We will see you in the next one.